For the spirit of the pioneer, every barrier is barely a new frontier to be breasted in. For David, you see, every Goliath is merely a giant to be slain. So it was for us, the start of an amazing journey. From humble beginnings to proud possessors of US patent in plasma cutting technology, awarded at the first attempt and within a mere 5 months of submission, we are now part of an exciting world of constant technology research and application. L&T Hazira is an example of how globally fabrication needs a transformation to survive. The old thinking was, how could replacing 200 people from a total manpower of 5,500 be significant? Well, the project execution schedule accelerated from 2 months behind to 1 month ahead. Almost $6 million of liquidated damages was saved, enabling a 2-month system payback. The crux of this transformation was a mouse hole, critical for all offshore platform fabrication. Till date, this is the first and only system in the world able to plasma cut a mouse hole completely. Plasma cutting of mouse hole enabled the cutting cycle time, which was 3.5 hours manually, to be reduced to 8 minutes on an average. Unlike automobile robots, RoboPlazma has to deal with a new job every time and not just a repetitive job. Large variations in raw material dimensions, errors in the input code itself, contract operators who are not even computer literate. To achieve this, the Bible of robotics had to be rewritten. This was done by increasing robotic intelligence. Our competitors say, if the robot can't reach it, we can't cut it. We say, if we see it, we cut it. This enables the limitation of robot arm reach to be surpassed for cutting the complex geometry of a mouse hole. The entire program structure was changed to a kind of floating database, enabling the robot to check, calculate, and reprogram itself on the fly as per the job. Shape recognition algorithms were developed that mimic the human brain's ability to distinguish patterns. Roboswift reads the input code maps. It then creates an entirely different path with a cutting sequence to be able to achieve the mouse hole. It has self-checking and self-analyzing software that cross-checks the system for every cut. A new technique of plasma carving instead of just cutting through was used. The most difficult of all is that the robot itself is not accurate. So we have to map the errors of every robot and then work within the controller to correct these errors. Scrap reduces to 2 to 2.5% with automatic beam rotation nesting through Roboswift software. Interestingly, the whole man versus robot conflict became redundant as manpower reduced from 200 to 9 people. Huge resistance from all contractors dissipated once they were able to see that their skilled welders can directly be deployed to increase welding throughput and not for cutting or grinding. Everyone made much more money. What makes us unique? At Plasma, we overcome technology limitations to eliminate customer bottlenecks. an ideal solution for small, medium, and large fabricators who are looking for a single machine solution to fabricate beams, channels, angles, tubes, pipes with large plate processing covered in the same machine. RoboPlazma is a shop floor tested, innovative design having 9 patents, a few of the many features that are a quantum leap. Our competitors have discounted moving robots as inaccurate. We have perfected a vibration-free, moving cantilever design that delivers precision movement. Smart modular hardware enables system expandability. Roboswift is our simple 3-click software powering a machine that grows with you. RoboPlazma replaces more than 6 individual machines, ensuring capital efficiency while saving space. The capabilities unmatched by the competition are Underside processing without additional robot, all-side square tube processing, large plate cutting, 2.5 by 30 meter with weld edge preparation, complex geometries like mouse hole being processed, which are not achieved by competition, practically all shapes cut on all profiles, dish end cutting, 3D assembly cutting. RoboPlazma expands beyond competition to include hot plate cutting, on-site plant modifier, 2D plate cutting, pipe cutting, tube cutting, auger cutting, investment casting cutting, dish end cutting, marking, sheet metal cutting, hot plate cutting. This is a world first. Even Siemens, who were the plant builders, were doubtful if this could be done. We were very fortunate that Jindal Stainless Steel believed in us due to the 14-year track record of our trolley plasma cutters. The fully automated SVAI plant takes 7 minutes to roll a 75-meter hot strip. It took 1 month for the cut plate to be shipped to the customer because the job had to be cut twice. One, a rough cut on the conveyor, and then the final cut when the plate had cooled down. This lost a lot of material, increased inventory, and of course, reduced throughput. RoboPlazma cuts the plate directly on the conveyor just once. Intelligent algorithms recalculate the length every 10 seconds due to rapid cooling of the plate. This is a completely unmanned system interfaced with the main SVAI control room. Critical online intelligence compensates for the unpredictable behavior of hot steel, like springback and plate waviness. On-site plant modifier. Our plasma cutters fitted on CNC pipe and plate cutting systems cut almost all the steel in making of Reliance Jamnagar grassroots refinery during the construction phase. This led to our toughest project till date, an on-site plant modification with severe time pressure under extreme conditions. In spite of the CAD and physical data mismatch, both ends of the nozzle and the cut profile were aligned to ensure a close fit-up. 60 meters up in the air, this 145 mm thick shell was cut against gravity. When we started cutting, the whole vessel became magnetic, causing the plasma beam to backfire. However, we were still able to complete the job within 3 days. All the obstacles we faced so many years ago are now the basis of an extremely smart system. For the first time in the world, it is possible to take a robot into an existing plant and carry out precise modifications. CAD data will be corrected by real-world relative measurements. multiple operations like cutting, welding, measuring and finishing would drastically reduce plant downtime. Plate cutting. RoboPlazma enables various large plate processes, 2.5 by 30 meter with weld edge preparation, to be carried out on one machine in a single setup, normally done at different locations in a plant. The combination of multiple processes on a plate with RoboPlazma eliminates repeated material handling and multiple machine setups, which leads to an increase of the entire plant throughput. Our combination of software, cutting process knowledge and robot motion makes the unique breakaway stitch feature possible. A breakaway stitch eliminates subsequent manual cutting of the stitch on the table. This dramatically increases efficiency by reducing the plate idle time on the work table. Pipe cutting. Versatile moving cantilever enables a pipe to cut without rotation. Complex profiling, contour beveling, multiple connections of large and small diameter pipe is possible. Highly intelligent and responsive 3D AVC control enables the RoboPlazma system to maintain an accurate distance between torch nozzle tip and pipe. Roboswift can read inputs directly from BoCAD, Xsteel and StruCAD, etc. Tube cutting. The revolutionary moving cantilever design enables RoboPlazma for underside cutting. Unlike our competitors, RoboPlazma cuts without an additional robot. Notching, coping, slotting, beveling and all-side square tube are processes with auto nesting. Auger cutting. In auger cutting, RoboPlazma enables the robot to use its own intelligence to write its cutting program. Investment casting cutting. Dish end cutting. The large working envelope of a moving cantilever robot enables a dish end and shell to be cut and beveled. Without any manual marking, nozzle, holes and openings are cut and beveled. The entire edge of the dish end is beveled using the unique Roboswift contour mapping software, which compensates for the ovality of the dish end. Marking. RoboPlazma is capable of marking layout, weld lines and part numbers without tool change. This eliminates use of an additional jaw marking station and speeds up the fabrication process. Plasma marking operation is fully integrated with offline Roboswift programming with an auto parameter setting. Coherent plasma. With sheet metal, the heat input from any thermal cutting process is extremely critical, as excess heat immediately increases the slag, drastically altering the microstructure of the cut edge. Coherent plasma is a revolutionary new technology, delivering a precise quantum of cutting energy for a high-quality cut, even on 0.5 mm thin sheet metal. This beam is focused with overall kilowatt energy much lower than conventional plasmas. Now laser-like cutting is possible at a fraction of the operating and capital costs of a laser. Combined with RoboPlazma, coherent plasma is capable of 3D cutting of sheet metal components, which results in huge savings, increased productivity, and rapid prototyping. RoboPlazma provides flexibility for batch manufacturing. Organizations can now become highly competitive by providing JIT batches of assemblies. Flexible for rapid prototyping and in-production model change cutting. No longer are trimming dies required for prototype development. Coherent plasma reads direct CAD input and cuts the formed sheet metal component, effectively eliminating the long lead time to manufacture trimming dies and enabling finished products to be launched faster. With a RoboPlazma work cell being used for production, any change of model or alterations is just a question of reprogramming and avoiding expensive retooling. To get the best from this system, all you need is your imagination. We have focused on making our over 600 customers equal players with an unequaled edge. We respect no other formula but shop floor forged, customer-specific R&D. Constantly rewriting the rulebook with disruptive innovation is our DNA. Change, it seems, is the only constant at Plasma. With this success quickly pushed behind us, we forge ahead, creating robotic solutions, incorporating invention. With our 70-man team, Plasma has filed copyrights, patents, and trademarks every 2 years in the last 2 decades. Hugen, who holds over 15 patents, most notably the US method patent for forming a plasma beam.
Our focus is plasma cutting technology made simple and yet world-class. This plasma process knowledge is the foundation of our robotic system. A system which redefines robotics. No longer is reach a problem with a robo. This can extend up to 30 meters in length, 3 meters in wide, and you can cover the entire space because of the revolutionary cantilever design. A design which combines speed with low vibration or practically zero vibration at the torch tip, enabling you to cut at very high speeds over large envelopes.
Can we make affordable robotic plasma cutting solution? The answer is an emphatic yes. We are poised to become the plasma robotic technology supplier to the world. Plasma has taken India on the first leg of an extremely significant journey of technological excellence for world-class products and processes. Arundhati is our co-founder and business thinker, a winner of Maxwell Award for Emerging Technologies.
Dream Team Plasma was built on unshakable faith of 600 customers. Customers on whose shop floor every innovation took its birth, with every operator demanding a simple cutting solution. Our dream is to provide our customers with advanced technological solution for hand cutting, trolley cutting, profile cutting, sheet metal cutting, robotic cutting, blade cutting, bevel cutting, any kind of cutting. In a global scenario, small is beautiful, and when it's IT driven and system oriented, it's even better.
There are different ways of saluting the nation. We have found ours, and we call it technology. At Plasma, we don't believe that a machine tool is a static concept, fixed by rigid specifications and parameters. We believe that our machine is basically a platform, and the model that comes to you is just a version, expanding as your business grows. The best example for this is the exciting business opportunity that opened up for our customer, Anglo Eastern, in Jebel Ali, Dubai. One of the world's largest EEPC contractors was willing to give them sustained business if they were able to execute a challenging job. Though this job of beam splitting was simple, it became complex when a high accuracy of plus minus 0.5 mm was needed over 12 meters length. To achieve this, our RoboPlazma system had to work harder and smarter. Plasma's cutting process and application domain knowledge was fed into the software. This created an output program that was adaptive to variations in job, process parameters, and path geometry. This intelligence enabled the cut to be compensated for the individual bend of each beam. Our plasma system had to generate consistently accurate minimal curve, which could not be increased by the wider piercing hole. Therefore, we developed a complete new concept of breakaway stitches to avoid arc stopping and piercing. This increased consumable life and dramatically slashed production costs. This is a first, where up to 5 beams can be cut to tight tolerances in one setup. This enabled the demanding production deadline to be met. Beams did not need to be loaded exactly parallel to each other, as Roboswift automatically aligned them. This also eliminated our customers' initial limitation of being restricted to a forklift for material handling. And finally, all this was achieved with the operator not needing any programming knowledge to process large repeated orders, each of over 10,000 beams. The machine payback was just 4 months. The amazing fact is that this entirely new application was developed and implemented in just 7 days. This kind of RoboPlazma flexibility gives our customer Anglo-Eastern the ability to do things differently and take on higher degrees of challenges which continuously generate new business opportunities.
I do most of this decorative and architectural fabrication, in which there is a lot of connections detailing to the piping connections. So also to do with my beams, which has got architectural features with castellated concepts and tie cuttings. I found the RoboPlazma arm much more easier to venture into such detailing. And this gave me an insight to say, yeah, this will work with me. I think when I say yes is with a lot of conviction. Production ratios will cut down my labor cost. Technically, that is the very important essence of this product line. Wherein in the past, my labor hours are mostly derived with the inefficiency of the people in work. Dressing, cleaning, doing a fit out would take a lot of time. That particular area, when I look, is my man hour. That is cutting down. Then what happens? I can increase my productivity. The turnaround is larger. Based on that, I assume with the feasibility what we have studied together as a company, we looked at between 12 to 18 months. Yes, that is where I went with the team of service engineers, locally posted, and the machines what they have sold in the local market. And the feedback I received from them were very positive. This also helped me to make a decision. I can go ahead to use metals, not only steel. I can use any kind of the metal industry which can cater. Stainless steel, any of the architectural, which I said, which is my main line of work. So based on that, this seems to be a unique product which can give me the step into the next. We found it interesting and we said, hey, this would really help us because the team is available here for our services. Basically, it could do all the jobs what we intend to, doing from plate cutting, forming of beams, arced sections, square tubes and hollow tubes, pipe material, stainless steel cuttings. All this is a part of this particular machine which can give me the services. Worth an investment, looking into the future. That's what I feel.
इसमें स्टेबिलिटी ये है कि इसमें आप पाइप कटिंग, चैनल कटिंग, बीम कटिंग ये भी मॉडिफाइड करके इसको कुछ कर सकते हैं. सर्विस एंड सपोर्ट प्लाज्मा का अच्छा है, वेरी गुड है. और इनके जो इंजीनियर्स है, टेक्नीशियन है, काफ़ी स्किल्ड टेक्नीशियन एंड इंजीनियर्स, जो उनको सब टाइम टू टाइम सपोर्ट होता है. यानी कोई प्रॉब्लम आता है तो हम डायरेक्ट इनके जो कस्टमर केयर सेंटर है पूना, उधर कॉन्टेक्ट करके हमारा सोल्यूशन फाइंड आउट कर लेते हैं. मुझे प्रॉब्लम आता था कॉमन कट का, तो ये बहुत अच्छा है प्रोग्राम. कॉमन कट हम उससे करते हैं. इससे होता है कि मटेरियल का जो कंजम्पशन है बहुत कम हो जाता है. तो कॉमन कट एक अच्छा मेथड है जो हम
मटेरियल लॉस,
इसमें मटेरियल लॉस बहुत कम होता है, जो परसेंटेज वाइज बहुत कम होता है. प्रोडक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छा है. और इसमें जो टनेज हमारा निकलता है, पहले हम लोग पक कटिंग से जैसे कटिंग करता था, बाकी जब से हमारा प्लाज्मा रोबो प्लाज्मा लिया है, इससे हमारा प्रोडक्टिविटी काफ़ी बढ़ा है. इसमें प्रोफाइल कटिंग जो हम कटिंग कर सकते हैं वो काफ़ी अच्छा है. ऐसे हमने काफ़ी ऑटोमेटिक CNC मशीन देखी है, जैसे उसमें प्लाज्मा is the best.
Once RoboPlazma is installed, it is a workhorse, and any amount of downtime directly impacts our customers' competitiveness. With a complete suite of SolidWorks software, we are constantly analyzing our product using static and dynamic analytical tools. From the smallest screw, each and every component of our machine is tracked through its life cycle by Enterprise Product Data Management. This software is used to map the entire manufacturing process flow with control plans, animated manufacturing assembly video manuals, mistake-proof our RoboPlazma system. These are further integrated with mandatory cross-checking and assurance procedures, followed in-house and at the supplier end. These are inspection, calibration, audit, non-conformance. Most importantly, customer complaint handling is integrated through CRM, which is our live tool to track the status of issues. Our detailed analysis of over 1,000 systems over 15 years has enabled us to specify high-quality RoboPlazma components. Let's take the robot that comes from Fanuc, Japan. It has got tremendous safety features in it. One of them is the unique anti-collision with tool retract for tool protection. No other robot has this feature. The mean time between failure for this robot is 8 years of 2-shift continuous running. This is a testament of its reliability. The most important thing is that it has a non-Windows operating system, thereby not prone to viruses and software crashes. Our gantry is from Gudel, Switzerland. The material, the machining and the heat treatment ensures it's a fit and forget system. In a harsh environment like our steel plant's customers, this has been delivering precision movement for over 10 years. Our entire PLC and PDB panel is completely sealed and is all weatherproofed with an AC. We have very high quality components like Allen Bradley PLC, Mitsubishi VFDs, ABB switchgears, Omron relays and others. At our customer's site, once installed, it has minimal issues and running problems. All our conveyor motors are Siemens with quality chains, sprockets and rollers. The fabrication and painting quality enables a job of over 15 tons to be processed. Our enclosure is clean, simple and efficient. The aesthetic look comes from a zero-welded structure made from powder-coated sheet metal panels. This smart design traps all fumes and sparks with total freedom for robot movement. In spite of all this, there is no compromise on operator safety and ergonomics. RoboPlazma quality, capability and flexibility have been recognized even by our esteemed competitors. In spite of building our own plasma system, we are very proud to say that our competitors Hypertherm and ESAB have tied up with us to offer their machines with our solution. For us, this is very humbling, for it speaks of the openness and progressiveness of our competitors and the level of our technology. At the end of the day, the world is not about competing, it's about collaborating. We don't see ourselves as separate units for pipe cutting, plate cutting or beam cutting. We are an integration of all of these systems into a continuously expanding competitive advantage for our customers. To achieve this, we have created modular software, modular robotics and modular automation as tools for our customer to grow his business. Plasma's constant stream of innovation is driven by our core principle. Whatever is the limitation today is an opportunity for tomorrow. Let's take the example of rusted beam sensing. For the first time in the world, we are now able to do what was once considered impossible. The ability to touch sense a completely rusted, corroded and pitted beam with almost 100 micron accuracy. Material can now be lifted directly from the yard, cut on the machine and sent into the shop without the scrap. Repeated material handling within the shop is avoided by eliminating the need of pre-cleaning with sand, shot blasting and scrap disposal. This streamlined material flow multiplies plant throughput while slashing the highest operational cost component. Once again, Plasma thinks out of the box to deliver something which is extremely essential for our customer. Our RoboPlazma is essentially a cantilevered moving robot able to reach all sides and areas of the job. This opens up underside processing of square tubes, pipes and complex geometries without investing for additional robot, chucks or rotators. As the job is not rotated, the accuracy is higher, with lesser job handling resulting in faster processing at lower cost. We believe that this system is literally like the iPhone of structural steel processing machinery. With our RoboPlazma, both hardware and software are modular and scalable. Multiple software modules enable RoboPlazma to tackle various steel profiles like I-beam, channel, pipe, square tube and plate. In fact, our customer buys multiple machines with one RoboPlazma. The hardware system is also modular, enabling add-on upgrades for higher levels of productivity. Our customer can start with our basic gantry system with forklift or crane loading and unloading. The next add-on for higher productivity is in-feed, out-feed conveyors with lift and carry cross-feeds. Finally, the system can be scaled up to a supercharged production system of up to 100 tons a shift, where 2 robots run simultaneously to process both ends of the beam.